Hi, it's Helen with Camino Provisions, providing Camino tips to you today, having to do with planning. What route, when to go, and what pilgrim service might help save your Camino. Stay tuned. The first thing to tell you is that there is more than one Camino route. If you have watched a movie like The Way or talked to a few people about walking the Camino, you might have the wrong impression that there's just one route. The truth is that there are many, and of course some are more popular than others. The one that is what most people refer to when they talk about the Camino de Santiago is called the Camino Frances. Starts in France in a little town at the foot of the Pyrenees Mountains called Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, and goes over the Pyrenees and then west across northern Spain, Santiago de Compostela, which is the destination city where the Cathedral of Santiago is. Another factor that goes into making a decision about which route you might want to take has to do with how long you might want to walk each given day. And the Camino Frances from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to Santiago has been typically the most well-traveled of all of the routes, and so there's more infrastructure and more pilgrim services available along that route than any of the others that I'm aware of. And what that means is there will be more places to stay at different intervals than some of the other routes that you might have to walk a longer distance to even find an accommodation for the night. You would have more choices for that on the Frances. Also on the Frances, if you have in mind that you might want to use the pack transport service, which we will be doing for our heavy packs, because at our ages and with various health issues, we need that help. So that is available on the Frances for transporting each day a suitcase or a heavy pack to the place where you'll be spending the night the next night. Something to consider, just knowing about. You don't have to do it for the whole time. You can just do it on an as-needed basis, and it's very easy to do. After people decide which route they want to walk, they often start looking at, well, when should I go? Some things to know about the times of year would be that in the summer, it's the busiest time on most all the Camino routes. Most people take their vacations in the summer, and school children are out of school, college students are out of classes, and so that's when they have time to go. If you like a more lively atmosphere and hot temperatures to walk in, the summer is definitely going to provide those things. We have walked in the spring, we've been in Santiago in the summer, and we've also walked in the fall. In the spring, you see the fresh spring green, the earth waking up from winter. Crops in the fields are green and swaying with the breeze. Poppies are in bloom in May in many of the agricultural areas. It is a very pretty time of year to walk. Probably it's a little rainier time. That can vary from year to year, but in general, it's a little rainier time. The fall is when you see a lot of the crops being harvested. Our very first trip in 2007 is a memorable one because as we were walking in mid-September, early October through Rioja, through all the vineyards that are there, the vines, our memory of the vines being loaded with grapes. It's such a vivid picture in our memories of that time. So fall and spring are known in travel circles as the shoulder seasons on the Camino. This refers to the fact that travel costs are typically lower than during the peak season of summer. So flights might be cheaper, accommodations would be cheaper in the shoulder seasons as well. So when you're considering when to go, if you do have a choice, those are things to think about. The other thing to mention is winter Camino. We have a person we met that named Anne who told us her favorite time to walk the Camino is in the winter because she prefers a solitary experience on the Camino. So there are different experiences to be had in every season, and even if you walk in the same season more than once, every Camino will have its own special memories and differences. So there's no perfect time to walk. The perfect time to walk is when you can do it, to make it your own experience on the Camino. Thanks for watching today. And if you have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you'll know when we post the next video full of Camino tips for you. And if you have some questions that you want us to answer, please leave those in the comments. And if you have more ideas, we don't have all the answers, the only answers, so please leave your thoughts and what has worked for you if you've walked before. That would be great. Thanks, everybody. Buen Camino.